So some people watching this will be kind of a little bit like me in wanting to snack on things but never actually have anything to snack on. Roll the titles. So I thought for today I would show you something really simple to do and actually quite nice if you do it right. And it's something which I haven't come up with myself. This is something which I got taught about, but I've kind of adapted it. So this is my take on what I got taught. For doing all of this, you are going to need a baking tray, a bowl, a Toro shredded suet, which I can never say properly, some flavouring of your choice, and some self-raising flour. The reason I'm using that one is because I haven't actually got any beef cubes in at the moment for flavouring, so yeah. So what you have to do now is you have to measure out your suet to your self-raising flour, and it is, let me just double check that this is right here. It is, actually, well, you won't be able to see that, I think it's a little bit blurred. It's 4 ounces of this, 4 ounces of self-raising flour to 2 ounces of Atora. So 2 to 4. Makes sense? Okay, let's get it in the bowl. Okay, so we've got everything in the bowl, which is just the self-raising flour and the suet. Next thing you're going to want to add in is a little bit of salt. I'm adding quite a bit in, just because I can. Now, the recommended amount for when you're doing this is 5 tablespoons, but doesn't hurt, should I say, to have more on hand should you need it. And then with your hands, you're going to mix all of this together and make like a kind of dough sort of thing. Now the other important thing to remember is when you are mixing it like this, just add your water in really slowly, because the dough itself is actually going to hold in quite a bit of water, but you don't want it too sloppy. You also want to remember that in just a minute, in some cases, you're going to be adding in more liquid stuff as well. So leave it just a little bit on the dry side. Okay, so you see that we've got quite a good bowl here of like the dough mixture ready. The next part is that if you're going to cook these as they are, they kind of don't have much flavouring with them. And this is where I added on my own little bit, because I added in some flavouring, and that's kind of stuck with our family ever since. So that is where my Bisto gravy mix comes in. And I'm not going to add in loads, but what I do add in, I'm going to make sure it's really spread around between the whole mixture. Okay, so the next part of doing all this is to actually measure out your portions. Bear in mind, this has got self-raising flour in, so if you're looking at them when you put them in and you're thinking they're quite small, they are going to grow. And what you want to do to get your portion is just rip bits off, roll them into balls like that, and just put them down on your tray. Make sure on your tray you've also got some grease-proof lining or parchment paper, whatever they call it. And when you are putting these down, remember to spread them quite a bit apart, because they are going to grow a fair bit while they're in the oven. As far as the actual shape of them go, they don't have to be ideal. So if you've got some in there that aren't exactly balls, then oh well. Okay, so the next part, once you've done all of that, is to actually put it into the oven. The oven's on about 200 and I'm going to put that in for 10 minutes and then check back after 10 minutes and see how it's done. So these are now apparently done. And I would say that they are. Yeah. Really soft, well, hot mainly, but soft to the touch. They are perfect. So try making these yourself at home, and I wish you the best of luck. See you next time.